School. It's where I've put most of my time and effort over the last 4 months yet again.
And it's been incredibly fucking draining. Like, seriously, 2 back-to-back illnesses in August and September threw off my entire semester, and the end of it saw me awake for 40 hours straight. But hey, it's over now, and while I didn't make a whole lot worth showing off this semester, I still thought I made a few things that'd be a shame if they never saw the light of day. So, here's a collection of some of the things I made throughout my 3rd semester of college.
Let's start with my digital illustration class, wherein the first major assignment was the icon project. Here, we were to make 4 icons representing different phone applications. I selected a note-taking app, messaging app, calendar app, and music app. Here, you're seeing the initial version of those icons. Later on, I revised those icons to promote some more unity between them by axing the complementary colors between the background and icon, and replacing it with an analogous color scheme. My only real issue with the revision is the calendar icon, which is a bit hard to distinguish from the background, but it's certainly a step up from the prior version. Next came the logo project. This project had us create 2 logos, one for our initials and another for a fictional business. Here's the initial version of both. My initials here are all connected to each other and have a lot of variety in their typefaces. They're also placed on a gradient background. The business logo has a lot of bright styling, even the dark part of the moon is lightened up to purple. The rest of the logo also has a vibrant look as a result of the analogous colors and pure white text. The revised version made both logos far simpler. My initials are now on a single color background and are made of one typeface. The business logo is far more subdued, now being monochromatic as well as having slightly darker text and a far darker moon. The next piece is titled Geometric Romance, created from a botched attempt to complete the next 2 projects at once due to how catastrophically behind I was at the time. Here, 2 figures are seen together, one made of circles and the other from squares. The background is composed of similar shapes, rectangles for the sky and circles for the trees. I admit this is far from my best work, but I do still like the way this came out. Now on to the environment project. Here, the goal was to create an environment based around a theme. The theme, and by extension title, of this piece is Shelf City. 8 buildings, a lake, river, and road form this city, fit for hundreds of, well, quarter-inch tall residents. This piece was made by first clearing out the shelf and taking a reference photo, followed by recreating the basic look of the shelf using simple polygons. Once that was done, I began planning out where I'd put buildings and objects, frequently making minor adjustments to the polygons to convey perspective more accurately. Despite this being my first attempt at perspective since middle school, I'm quite proud of how this piece came together. Next followed the character project, which saw a character being made to be placed inside of the environment of the prior project. I created this little cube character and put them in 3 different places and poses. The creation process was essentially the same as the buildings, roughly estimating locations of polygons for the character and their shadow, then fine-tuning them to reflect common perspective. Shelf City is by far my strongest piece of work through this semester, and I'm thrilled with how both these projects eventually turned out. The final project I'm going to spotlight is the portfolio webpage I made for this semester in website production. Digital Illustration's final assignment was to make a portfolio of some form, and Website Production's final assignment was to create a website and host it somewhere. Sensing an opportunity, I combined these 2 assignments into one project, which became my portfolio website. Listed here are the projects I made in Digital Illustration, along with the concepts I had for each project. This site has a gradient in the header, which was the direct inspiration for the look of my current channel banner. Along with that, there's an animated background as well as a back-to-top button. On the other page, the other 2 videos I've made about my work in college are placed for easy viewing. Making this portfolio was quite enjoyable and was a fun way to send off the semester.
And that's everything I thought was worthy of being shown off this semester. At the time of recording, I've already started my 4th and hopefully final semester, barring I don't botch anything in the next 100-something days. And by the time that ends, I'll probably have a bunch more work ready to show off. Thanks for watching.